Hello folks, so our patient has difficulty with their golf swing and throwing a ball. This is due to pain and decreased range of motion with internal rotation as well as instability during their single leg stance. So I will be targeting in the early stages internal rotation range of motion and just very mild hip stability in a single leg stance, and we'll progress those throughout our phases. So for mobility, I wanted to target internal rotation, and I was going to do this with prone, internal, external rotations. Knee comes into about 90 degrees and just kind of moves outward. This is gravity assisted, so it should work out really well. During the early phases, the first few visits, we'll make sure that they're only working through their comfortable range and then maybe progressing into some discomfort or a deeper stretch. It can be progressed by putting an ankle weight on so that there's a little bit more weight pulling the leg off to the side, and it'll look like this. So, prone on the table, leg comes into 90 degrees, right about there, then slowly moves out, making sure that that hip isn't necessarily coming off of the table, just like that. This can be done in sets, so I would recommend 30 reps of it, doing it 2+ times, doing it every day. Since it's for mobility, we're just looking to ease symptoms, so they can do it as many sets as they continue to feel relief. And moving on to our endurance aspect, which is our single leg stance. We've all seen it before. That'll be here, leg comes up, maybe at first they kind of have a toe touch, or leg comes up, progressing into leg at 90 degrees. They'll be holding for 30 seconds, doing it holding 20 to maybe 30 seconds, 4 through 6 reps, 3 times a week. This can be progressed by starting to add, arm movements or even leg movements. Good way to progress that exercise. All right, so now we're in the middle phase of our exercises. We're going to progress our single leg stance into a single leg stance, but we'll be on an unstable surface. I don't recommend using a foam roller, but it's the only unstable surface that I have. You could use a Bosu ball or a foam pad in the clinic. Those would be more recommended. But it's all the same. Holding for about 20-30 seconds, doing it about 4 to 6 reps, maybe 3 times a week. So it'll look like this. Leg up, knee up, then just balance like this. This can be progressed by them bringing in maybe their golf club and starting to do little swings like that. I don't have a golf club, but I am a Jedi, so we'll use my lightsaber instead. Single leg stance, then you'll be swinging to that side. So now we're in the middle phase, and we will also be progressing our prone internal rotations, that more passive motion. Now we're going to be doing it supine, and both legs will be involved. It is a modified low back sways, but the feet will be slightly spread out, and it'll look kind of like this, if I could keep my legs staying. But let's do it on the table. I'll show us. So, like I said, knees would be together, bring them out slightly apart, supine, then just have them crane over to the top, keeping their thoracic spine on the back of the table, and then switching sides over like this. This helps kind of emulate what a golf swing might be like. And plus we get a little bit of low back motion, which is also important. Since this is for mobility, we can do this for 30 reps, as many sets as they continue to feel relief for, and we can just do it every day. Rad. Boop. Okay, so now we are in the late phase, so we will be focusing less on mobility, although I'm sure it's still in their exercise program. Now we also want to focus on strength. So with throwing a ball, there's this nice, I'm assuming a baseball throw, of course, where they step, the hips come up, launch out, and then we're kind of in this fencer's lunge here until we follow through. This hip is in an external rotation, but it will dive kind of in and go into internal rotation. So I think one of the better exercises to do here is a fencer's lunge. Starts out like this. Back leg will face perpendicular while the torso and kind of body move with the front leg coming out like this. I would recommend keeping the arms in a T to kind of make sure that their extremities will be in that kind of ball throw position. This can be done 10 to 12 reps, 3 to 4 sets, done 3 times a week. It can be progressed with a neat little tool. I don't have an official one, this is just a Frisbee, but some clinics have like slide discs. So you just kind of put it underneath their foot, and then it kind of makes them have more dynamic control with their lunge as they go in like this and sink into it a little bit. You can also add in changing planes of your back leg, bringing it into internal rotation, and kind of going down. Woo, it's harder than it looks across. Like that. And then like this. And then having them come back out of it. Ah. Oh well. Alright, and last exercise in our leg phase, we will finish off the progression of our single leg stances and go into a double leg Bosu ball isometric squat. I, of course, do not have a Bosu ball just laying around, so we're going to have to use this guy again. So, of course, they'll get on the Bosu ball, legs about shoulder length apart, hop on up. And since it's isometric, once they come down and into the squat, they'll hold right about there. They can hold for about 20 seconds. And do that 4 to 6 reps, 3 times a week. This can be progressed by adding kind of pulses. So while they're on there, when they're in their squat, have them like bounce up and down. They can also just hold a kettlebell, and that'll really help their hip stability. That's it. Well.
I couldn't resist.